All right, I want to talk about football as well, and the thing everyone talks about is I think it was Arsene Wenger actually was one of the first to do it. He was the one to bring food and nutrition to the players, really big time, wasn't it? They were all talking about it all the time, but he really got the Arsenal players, didn't he? Back then, you're a big Arsenal fan, I know that. You know so much about food. Is the food really important to the maintenance of a body? Do you think?
Oh yeah, definitely. In terms of, there's so many reports over the years been done on how important vitamins are. For every paper that tells you vitamins are good for you, there's a paper that says they're pointless. It doesn't make a difference. Minerals, however, if your mineral balance is wrong, you can die. And in terms of energy level, nitrogen levels, your body's ability to process food and turn it into usable energy, all this stuff makes a massive difference. I suppose if you look at, I always remember, very funny hearing Jimmy Greaves being interviewed once, and he said when he played for England, one half-time break, I can't remember who they were playing, he had a fag and a couple of scotches, and that was his half-time fuel. We don't make them like that anymore. But then again, if you look at this, you look at the speed with which the modern game moves, how fast those players can move, their reaction time, and not only that, but the sheer amount of distance they cover in a game.
Yeah.
It's like 12, 14 kilometres, some of these players. So to do that and keep your reaction time up, I think it's massive. And I remember, some very good friends with Lee Dixon, and I remember him telling me this was towards the end of his career when Arsenal had brought in that computer system that monitors how many passes, how many. It used to be the manager would just go, "You're rubbish today," and you go, "No, I want boss." Now they can hold up the sheet of paper and say, "You only made this amount of tackles," and etc. And he said that there were times when Arsene could tell him when you've got to rest. It's like, I feel fine. I said, no, you're not quite right. It was that in tune with the way the players were reacting. You could almost tell the health and the physical state of the players before they knew it themselves.
Do you think in the future, because every body must be different, your body, my body, everyone's body must be different, do you think in the future they'll sort of like litmus paper test people, the players? Do you think they'll go to that much detail and say, you need this sort of fuel and you need that sort of fuel? Do you think that? Yeah.
I think there is, there's a lot of talk, it's interesting, there's a lot of research and talk done, has been in the last 5 to 10 years about genetic mapping. So people's gene types will determine how they respond to certain types of foods. So I know this might seem pretty far-fetched, but I really would see sometime in the future you're even genetically mapping the players to see how they're going to respond. And I think the advancement in technology all around in all sports has just been amazing. Not only just on the physical side, but the psychological, the mental side. So there's been, in the last 5, 6, 7 years, a lot of work on how smell can help performance. And so they use it with golfers. They do it with, even if you're just taking an exam. There's certain smells like lavender, for example, are meant to have the potential to improve your performance by between 10 and 20%. So if you're revising, put yourself in an environment that you find relaxing and comfortable, have the smell of lavender, for example, in that environment, only when you're revising. Then when you go to take a test, you have a bit of lavender on your hand, and then and the association from the revision to the test is that powerful.
Really?
And you learn more stuff. And
Wow.
Golfers, if they start playing and you find yourself you're in the zone, take a smell. Have that association. You're associating it with, unfortunately it's a bit difficult here because we get too many different smells coming around.
They'd be like drug cheats, though. They'll be, you're smelling something. Stop smelling.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It gets to the point where you say, would you say that's performance enhancing?
Smelling lavender.
Or not?
Maybe.
It was all in the cough medicine box.
I want to ask you another question, which always comes up, and it's nothing to do. Then we're going to get onto football.
Yeah.
But you're always told that once you eat red meat, it sticks in your stomach for like 3 months or something. I cannot believe that being true. Is it?
Traces of it apparently can stay in for a couple of months, but that's not the lump of red meat, but traces of it apparently. But I remember, I heard, and I'm still not sure. I don't know if you know why, but again, I remember Lee telling me that Arsene was very adamant that the players should not drink fizzy drinks. It almost like I said, it's okay to have a glass. I'd rather you have a glass of wine or something, but carbonated drinks. are an absolute no-no, and I'm not sure why. So if you can find out why, but I've always found that, quite interesting.